What's up, y'all? Welcome to another video. Thanks for stopping by for another video and checking it out, man. This is Mike TV. As always, this video is dedicated to the part-timers, the weekend warriors, and anybody else that's out here grinding in these gig app streets. Today I'm making this video. It's Saturday, August 31st. Just got off my day job. It's like what, 10 in the morning. So smooth, easy day at the job. But this is my anniversary weekend, so I will not be going out doing any gigs. So I'm going to be spending time with my wife, and we'll be enjoying one another. But what I did want to make this video and do, I wanted to make this video to tell y'all about a mistake that I made. Because I'm trying to keep, I'm trying to keep it a buck with y'all. I made a mistake, and I feel like I want to tell you about it because I feel like it's something that you probably would relate to, especially for all my millennial brothers and sisters out there. You in particular, I think this would benefit you in particular, to keep this in mind when you're going out and handling business. So especially the older millennials, and I'll say older millennials, what I mean is people, between the ages of, let's say, 33 and 43, right? And particularly you, because, excuse me, our generation has gone through a lot of the major shifts and changes in history, really. Millennials, people don't realize that, older generations love to, spike millennials and talk bad about millennials. And not even just millennials, like millennials, we do it too to Gen Z. Like every generation loves to talk about how the younger generation is trash or whatever, as if they don't realize that that generation is a product of their generation. You know what I mean? Like, I can't trash Gen Z because Gen Z became what they are on my watch. You know what I mean? So for millennials, that's the same case with Gen X and boomers, frowning upon millennials. But anyway, millennials have had to go through some of the roughest transitional periods in history. Honestly, for us, the first one I'll begin with is the crack epidemic in the 80s. A lot of our parents were strung out. Therefore, a lot of our fathers were not at home. Therefore, a lot of our mothers were strung out on dope. You know what I mean? So we went through a lot. We went through a lot as kids. Then later on, the internet boom, the .com, the Y2K, and all of that, we went through all of those transitional periods as we were growing up and had to adjust to all of those things. Not to mention, as soon as we became of age to start buying homes and real estate, lo and behold, the real estate market crashed. So, and I was a part of that too. They gave us, subprime mortgages and mortgages with balloons on them and all that kind of crap. And we watched the market fall as soon as we were in a position to be able to buy a home in our early 20s. So then, the virus and all of that, like we had to endure all of that in our young lives and early young adult lives. Like, we didn't get the opportunity, and that's happening to Gen Z as well. Gen Z, because of everything that went down with the virus and all of that, Gen Z didn't have the opportunities, some of them, to even walk the stage and graduate. So they didn't get the opportunity to do a lot of the things that they saw their parents do. Neither did we, because of the crashes and all this different stuff. Crack epidemic, like I said. Anyway, I'm saying all that to say our generation has seen the world undergo a lot of different changes. So one of those changes is even what I'm doing right now. Social media, yes, I remember before there was an internet, right? So for those of the older millennials here, you remember when there was no internet. You remember before you had a cell phone, right? You had a house line, you remember that. So that you had to adapt, you had to make that adjustment. But also what just changed recently is what I'm doing right now, or what I'm talking about right now, is the gig apps, gig economy. Like, that was, that's a thing that just came about. where people transitioning from 9-to-5 jobs to doing, you know, gigs and you know, the gig economy and Uber and all of this kind of stuff, where people no longer working traditional jobs. We also saw that when, you know, after, you know, COVID, where people started working remotely like never before. So now you got way more remote jobs. Why am I taking you down this way? Because what else has changed, and this is the mistake that I'm getting to, the mistake I made. So I made a video the other day about the Thumbtack job that I did. We made over $200 in just 5 minutes. Just 5 minutes of work. I pulled up literally to this person's house. My wife and I grabbed 2 couches, threw them in the van. 5 minutes, $225, gone. Right? It was a little drive. We had a breakdown. The van had a little overheating problem. All of that, but overall, great experience, except one thing. So, when this person first reached out to me on Thumbtack, I was texting back and forth, and I saw the name, and in my mind, I automatically assigned a gender to the name, like because of the way the name was spelled. And I didn't mean to do that. It was kind of like a subconscious thing. But in other words, if you watch that other video, you'll hear me keep saying it's a woman, right? So, you know, and I took my wife with me and all of that. So when I get there, we pull up and a dude comes out, and again, it doesn't dawn on me. I guess I'm so, you know, wrapped up in getting the job done and blah, 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 recording, you know what I mean? It didn't dawn on me, you know, to ask, are you the person that I've been talking with, right? I figured that this was her husband. Bad mistake. In the generation that we live in, that's another transition that we've gone through as millennials. This whole pronoun thing, you know, regardless of what your beliefs are, I have my certain beliefs that I won't dive in right at the moment. But as far as etiquette, and when you're doing these jobs and you're going different places, you have to be careful about how you address people and their pronouns. And also be conscious of, you know, I would say, you know, avoid that if possible, because this is what I done. So we loaded everything up, and like I said, I'm assuming that, because that's what I would do. That's what, if somebody was coming to my house to do a service, like, and they had been talking to my wife, when they pull up, I'm gonna be the one to come out and, you know, handle the business with them. So I assumed that that's what was happening. So at the end of the job, you know, he take his phone out, he pays me, and what I should have done was looked at my Cash App and saw his name, right? And I would have known that that was the same person, but I didn't. I just seen it hit, like, boom, we're good to go, no problem. And I said, hey, you know, thanks for reaching out. If you guys need anything else, she has our number. And it was a little pause, and he was like, all right. So I got in the van, pulled off, me and my wife left, and then when I got down the road, I looked at the payment, and I saw that who the payment was from, and it was from him, and it was this exact same name that I had been texting, that I thought was a woman, right? So I felt bad, man. I felt like, you know, should I, you know, I was asking my wife, should I, like, you know, text him back and apologize or whatever? Would it be awkward or weird? And because, you know, my goal wasn't to offend anybody. You know, my mind was just on getting the job done, and I thought that I was talking to a lady, you know, the whole thing, man. So moral of my story today is just be careful, you know, when you get messages from customers. Don't make any assumptions. you know, about them personally. Don't make any assumptions. You know, if somebody, you know, says their name is Chris, you can't show up and assume Chris is a guy or Chris is a girl. You know, you got to keep it professional, and avoid those type of things, man, because in the grand scheme of things on Thumbtack, there is a after the job is complete, you know, you can send the person a request for a review, and I done that, but I doubt that he's gonna give me a review. He's probably gonna ignore that request because he's probably offended, you know, by the fact that I had done that. Or maybe, I don't know, you know, I don't know. But I sent the request anyway. Hopefully he doesn't leave me a negative one. But, you know, you gotta, that would just be, you know, the consequence of that mistake. But yeah, man, just wanted to tell y'all that when you're doing gigs or you're lining up jobs, you know what I'm saying, be cognizant of who you're talking with. And if you don't know, don't make any assumptions, you know what I'm saying, because we live in an age, we live in a time now where things are not the way they used to be. And like I said, specifically for older millennials, because we're used to you know, things being a certain way, and things are not that way anymore. So it's another transitional thing. It's like getting used to the internet, you know what I'm saying? It's like getting used to life after the 2008 crash, you know what I mean? Life after COVID, you know what I'm saying? It's another transitional period that we all got to get used to, whether, like, again, whether you agree with it or not, whether you endorse it or not, it's still something that you have to acknowledge because it's a part of society now. So wanted to make the video just to say that, man. I'm about to go home, be with my wife. I will see y'all in the next video. Please make sure you like, comment, subscribe. The video that I was just mentioning, you can check it out. Look over here. You can check it out. The 5 minutes of work video. Check it out and see it in its entirety. Of course, I'm gonna cringe a little bit every time I look back at it because I know that I was saying, you know, woman when it was actually a guy. So until next time, y'all, God bless. I see you. Peace.